Gab AI was just banned from their payment processor. If you're not familiar with Gab AI and what they do, it's basically a AI that you can chat with that doesn't really have any guardrails or barriers on it. And it has been accused of being anti-Semitic and maybe a lot of really bad things out there. And they want to add more guardrails to this. And it's been pretty controversial. And they announced on X, specifically, Gab AI official just got banned from our payment processor for adverse media reports about Gab AI and content which would be classified as hate speech in breach of relevant laws in various jurisdictions. Now, I know this kind of sounds pretty random, but this is one of those situations where the payment processors are once again saying, because it affects our brand, we do not want to be a part of this product. It's the same situation we've heard happening over at Steam and Itch and with PayPal pushing back saying, oh, we're not going to be supporting these accounts randomly. Many other areas as well, especially in the adult video game industry. But by and large, this is something that has come up and seems to be perpetuating worse and worse as every day that goes by, even though President Donald Trump signed the executive order saying they're not allowed to not be a payment processor because they're worried about their brand. Yet it's still happening, which is crazy. And I posted this on X. I said, Gab AI has been banned from their payment processor for adverse media reports about Gab AI and content which would be classified as hate speech, which again, that whole hate speech word, I say this till my face turns blue. There is no such thing as hate speech. It's just words you don't like. Fucking deal with it, bro. Don't listen to them. Sticks and stones may break your bones. Words will never hurt you. There is no such thing as hate speech. The moment that governments start giving power to words is the moment that everyone's power is taken from them. They can warp that into whatever the hell they want. And then they start to limit what you're allowed to say and then make laws against that. And then it all comes tumbling down. Stop giving power to words. I said, WTF is happening out there with payment processors. And I quote tweeted Andrew Torba, who is the founder and CEO of Gab. And he said, I want our enemies to understand something very clearly. We will never stop building. We will never give up. You will lose. And there is nothing you can do to stop what is already set in motion in this country and many others around the world. This is not being taken very well by the vast majority of the community, where most people are taking the standpoint of they don't like Gab. They don't necessarily stand by the things that they stand for, but they will fight for their right to say it. Reed says, this smells of something really deep pockets. I don't think we should rule out a group like BlackRock pushing the censorship nonsense from behind the curtain. Alderwolf says, I've lost count how many times over the years Gab has been banned from one payment processor or another. No other places outside of the chans allow such unfiltered free speech as Gab does. It's nice to be able to say what you want without fear of being banned. One-Eyed Jack, Trump signed an executive order barring the censorship. Will MasterCard and Visa be held accountable? Consequences are sorely lacking. And this is what I really want to focus on because I feel like this speaks for a lot of people on this. I don't like Andrew Torba and I don't like Gab, but this is some bullshit. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the Gab platform and the controversy that's been surrounding it, it was founded. I brought up a summary of the background of this company because it's a very interesting story. It was founded in 2016 by Andrew Torba. It's a social media platform built around free speech with minimal moderation, which is giving it credit based off of what I've seen. Torba and his supporters frame it as a refuge from big tech censorship. The platform quickly gained a reputation as a haven for extremists, white supremacists, and conspiracy theorists banned from mainstream sites, which isn't that curious. This goes back to the whole government control thing. They're trying to limit what people are allowed to say and do, and what they're allowed to think, and controlling your thoughts, and hate speech, what you're allowed to say, all these things. And guess what always ends up happening? People will find the place that will accept them. You can ban them out of everything. They're going to find the place. So why ban these things? If it's not illegal, why are you banning it? If they're not doing anything wrong, why ban it? You want to control hate speech, and then you want to make that illegal. That's a very dangerous road to be going down. The controversy around Gab escalated in 2018 after the Pittsburgh synagogue shooter was revealed to be an active Gab user who posted anti-Semitic messages before the attack. In the aftermath, major companies, including PayPal, Stripe, and GoDaddy, severed ties with Gab, citing, ready for this, guys? Hate speech and extremist content. Torba has courted further criticism for embracing Christian nationalism, making inflammatory remarks seen as anti-Semitic and Islamophobic, and refusing to condemn extremist groups outright, instead portraying such criticism as an attack on free expression. Is that wrong, by the way? Like, honestly, is that wrong? You can say that I disagree with this, I condemn this, but I will fight for people to be allowed to say it. I can say I think you're a dick, I think you're a jackass, I think saying those things is awful, but you definitely should be allowed to say it. Over the years, Gab has faced repeated bans from hosting providers, app stores, payment processors, forcing it to rely on cryptocurrency, mailed checks, and smaller financial intermediaries. For supporters, Torba is a free speech champion fighting political bias. To critics, he is enabling a platform that normalizes hate speech and fostering radicalization. The most recent payment processor ban, justified by adverse media reports and hate speech concerns, is simply the latest chapter in Gab's long-running battle with deplatforming and backlash. I think it's very curious with the timing, though. Don't you? Even if this is something that's had a history, it's all coming to a head right now. And now we're hearing, because this is, again, the slippery slope, where it's like, what's going to happen next? It's like, oh, once it's allowed, once it happens, then you're going to start seeing it show up other places. And if people don't take a stand right away and be like, no, none of this shit's okay, payment processors are not allowed to do these things or stop these things, they need to work with them. They do not have the jurisdiction to be like, yeah, you are bad for our brand, you're harmful for our brand, we don't want to work with you. Because that is not their right to do that. If they're doing something illegal, report them to the government. Tell the government to take care of it. Not your problem. You're the payment processor. Do your job. Process the fucking payments. The problem that I have with all of this is they are trying to overstep their bounds to what they're actually allowed to do. And now with the executive order that got signed, you would think that they would not be making further steps into this territory. Yet here we are, 3 days removed from it, and it's happening again. What are the repercussions? What is Trump going to do to it? Is he going to say anything about this, or is he just going to sweep this under the rug? This is absolutely insane to me. Absolutely insane. And you pair this with what else is happening around the world. Pirate Nation, the EU's chat control vote is scheduled for October 14th, 2025. The EU plans to scan all information sent via text messaging apps. Only 3 EU member states, Austria, Netherlands, and Poland, have announced opposition. Do you guys see any concerning trends with everything that's happening right now? Anything at all? How about this one? Elon Musk just quote tweeted Doge designer. My son had documents against OpenAI. They attacked him and killed him. Mother of Suchir Balaji, OpenAI whistleblower. I hope this case hasn't been forgotten. A proper investigation must take place and justice must prevail. What the hell is happening out there? Why does all this stuff keep happening? Who's pulling the strings? Why is it all seeming so coordinated? Again, I'm turning into conspiracy JT over here every night that I talk about this stuff, but I'm like, the stories are real. This stuff is happening. And to me, I can't help but connect the dots and draw direct lines and say that these things are all related. They're correlated events that are happening one step at a time. The EU has over 700,000 people trying to vote out Starmer. And what did they say to that? What are they saying to this? Oh, hey, thanks, guys. We appreciate your vote. We're not going to listen to you, though. Why are they not listening to the people? Why is YouTube pushing age verification? Who's asking for this? Why do all these things keep happening? Why are more control coming in, less freedom for the people? And I ain't seeing no one, not one soul, saying, please govern me harder, daddy. I don't see that happening. And if the government's supposed to be working for the people, why aren't they working for the people? It's very curious. Jeffrey Rucker says, it's not a conspiracy. The bankers are always the ones pulling the strings. Oh, and also, by the way, Demonic 114 Spark, good point. Remember, if you don't have the mark, you will not buy food. I mean, that reminds me of the whole Sarah Bond going to work at Tyson Foods story with Bill Gates. Like, bro, what are we doing here? It's right out in front of everyone. Like, come on. Alex Jones is probably like, guys, you're making this too easy for me. My conspiracy theories used to be hard to believe. Now it's like right out there in front for everyone. And we'll leave it with Zark, who says, Smash, I asked Grok what it thinks of censorship. And well, this is a small part of what it said. The data suggests censorship is a global issue varying by region. Yeah, it absolutely is. It is biblical stuff that's happening. I'm telling you guys, if reality ever does get back to the 80s or 90s and a normal sense of just living life, we will look back at this period of time being like, holy shit, remember all that craziness from all the people in charge? How did people even live through that? That was crazy. That's what's happening right now. It's nuts right now. Like, the temperature in the room is very high. And it doesn't feel like it's cooling down anytime soon. But yeah, with that, I'll leave that there.